Oh, okay. Let's see how this works because the last time I tried to go live like this, it didn't work. So let's see if you guys can see me. Mm, woo! Okay, you guys can see me. Okay, so assalamu alaikum everyone. Howdy do, howdy doing? So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Today we're gonna be talking about the Arabic letters. Um, the live is called Recognizing Arabic Letters, Alif to Ka. And so we're just gonna be going over that together. Um, so trying to remember what alphabets. Okay, so um, so I'm using this site that you guys can also find on the Islamic Resource Hub. Um, it's called, exit out of this, and this is kind of big. How do I make it? Oh, it's what? Okay. I guess it just looks big. Anyways, it's the site you guys can find on my Islamic Resource Hub on Notion. And I'm just going to pull up here the chat to make sure that I'm following along if anyone comments anything here. Um, 1 second here. Okay, cool. So I have the chat next to me if anyone says anything. But yeah, so we're gonna be just trying to know Alif to Ka. Okay, and oof, we got a long way to go. And I'm kind of like all over the place because I know we started to do the other day like you know on Tartil. So we're gonna do this for I'm gonna say I just realized something. Hold on, pause. Hold on, you guys. I'm supposed to clock out of work for my lunch break. Oops, 1 second. Okay. Oh my goodness, I'm tripping. Okay, so assalamu alaikum. Let's learn this together. We're using this site. It's called arabicpath.com and it has a lot of cool things on there. It has the Arabic alphabet video, so you guys can go watch the videos. I haven't watched it yet. I'm just gonna play the audio. You have joining letters, short vowels, long vowels, sukun, tawheen, shahad, Shahada, and then Hamza, reading rules, whatever. So we're going to be using this site every time that we're trying to learn about Arabic and a few other resources that I found as well. But hopefully you guys could follow along with me and hopefully learn something, or you'll probably see me struggle a little bit, but we got this. So this one is Alif, and it looks like I would say like a L in English, lowercase L,
Alif,
Alif. Can you guys hear it?
Alif,
Let me make sure you guys can hear that.
Alif,
Just make Okay, great. So you guys can hear it. Sorry about that. Just want to make sure that you guys can hear this. I'm not used to using this platform. So yeah, Alif,
Alif,
Alif, Alif, Alif, Alif, Alif. And something that I learned about this letter, I have notes. Um, like I'm creating like my own Islamic school thing that I can go refer back to from everything I'm researching about like Arabic. Um, so something that I learned about the Alif and I'm probably like going ahead of myself because I have like my notes all over the place, but where is it? Um, da, 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 da. I don't know, but we'll probably get back to it later. But yeah, so that's Alif. This is ba, ba,
ba,
ba,
ba,
ba, ba, ba. This is ta,
ta, sa,
tha, tha,
ta,
ta, ta,
ta, sa,
tha. So ta.
sa,
So two dots, ta, three dots, tha, right? I guess. And then
jim,
Gene, I took notes. Hold on. I got notes for you guys on like a way that I was able to understand this like I guess a little bit better. Um so these are my raggedy notes. And so for the notes, I put a leaf stop at a long ah sound. So a leaf. Uh
alif, alif,
and then the ba, I put like the first part of bath. Bath, 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 ba, ba, bath,
ba,
ba. Okay.
ta,
And then for ta, I put like in the word tad, tad, ta, ta, tad. And then oh, I learned something that like there's this little circle thing with two dots at the top, and that's how you can know a word is like feminine. Um, and if it ends with, you'll see like a little circle with like two eyeballs. So if you see a surprise face, basically, you'll know that that's like a feminine word. If you see it at the end of a word, that's what I learned. Put at the side of my notes. Um, and then the one with the three dots here, I put like the first part of thanks. Thanks, like the extra emphasis on the H.
sa,
Ha. And then
jim,
for this one, Jeem, Jeem. I don't pay attention to this because I feel like if I saw this, I would like automatically say Jim. So I just pay attention to the how it's spelled here because that looks like it makes more sense in my head. Jeem, Jeem. I remember that it's with a dot because there's a few of them that looks like this. So I just remember it as Jeem has a dot. And then this one is
ha,
ha, and it's an emphasis on the H. So I said like what you hear when you open your mouth when you whisper help, help, ha, ha. That's what I
ha,
got. And then
kha,
ka, ka. It's like I put for this one at the dot. I put like when you cough, like ka, ka, cough, cough. That's what I thought.
dal,
Dal, dal. I had nothing for that one. So if you guys have any suggestions on what I could put to remember that, then put in the comments so that if you have any suggestions, I had nothing. I just dal. I don't know. And I put an extra A because it sounds
dal,
because the A emphasizes to me dal, dal. But here it just looks like dal. But like when you hear it,
dal,
dal. So it's like an extra long on the A, I guess. Um,
zal,
wait, you guys, I just went past ka. I just realized that, and I originally said I was just gonna go through these, but I feel like we could go through them all now, and then we'll just try to memorize them like throughout the week. That's okay. Um,
zal,
dal. So for this one, I said it sounds like the TH sound in that. Da, da, dal, dal. Oop. I didn't put this on properly. Oh lordy. Um,
zal,
and
ra,
and then for that one, I remember ratatata, so raw. That's how I remember that one.
ra,
Raw, ratatata. That's how I remember that one. And then for this one,
za,
za, za, za, like Zaza or Zane. That's how I remember that one. And then I just keep remembering them by dot, no dot. I need to figure out like I need to figure out where this dot's from or what this has to do with anything.
Seen.
And I don't pay attention to this here because I would read sin. I'm not even paying attention to the thing at the top because I don't know, I suck. But this makes more sense to me. Seen, seen, seen. Emphasis on the S.
Seen.
Seen, seen,
Sheen.
sheen, sheen. And I think about Shein. Sheen,
Sheen.
sheen, Shein. That's what I think about the store, the online shop.
Sword. Sword.
And for that one, I said a British way of saying sod, emphasis on the S sound, like sauce. So sod, sod.
Sword.
That's how I heard it at least.
Dod.
Dod, dod. And I said again a British way of saying dad, or just emphasis on the sound, dod, dod.
Dod.
That's what I put. And then for this one, I put like tall,
Daw.
tall.
Daw.
Tall. So like it
Daw.
sounds like the first like part of tall. 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 You see? I don't know. That makes sense in my head. Um
Raw. Raw.
and this one th
Raw.
this is one where I get confused because it's and this is the part that confused me because okay, recently and this is gonna sound so silly. You're gonna look at me like, girl. But okay, so let me look up dur I spelled it wrong, but let me try to look it up in Arabic. So I just found out the other day that I've been saying this word wrong the whole entire time. So, um, so see, look. So this is what I found out. So apparently, you see this little it's the same letter here, but I know that this and this is something else at the top. I know that means something else at the top. I forgot what we ain't there yet. We ain't that advanced. But you hear here,
Raw. Raw.
you, you hear what that sounds like? That does not look like a Z at all. It does not look like a Z. Uh, so it looks like a duh. It sounds like a duh, doesn't it? Or is it just me? Like it sounds like duh, duh, duh. That's what it sounds like duh, like,
Raw. Raw. Raw.
but it's like a Z. But someone told me the other day that it's not dua, it's zuhur. And I was like, I've been saying it wrong this whole time. I don't know if anybody else had that like realization that like it's Fajr than Zuhur, not do. But I'm like, why do they spell it with a D? I don't know. That's just been my realization at least. But yeah, we could go through the rest of these again, like next time. For now, I just wanted to see how far down we could go. So let's just stick to these first few, and go over these first few. So Alif,
Alif. Alif. Ba.
ba, ta, jim, ha, kha, a, ba, ta, jim, ha, kha. Alif or ba, ta, jim, ha, kha, kha, ha, jim, ta, ta, ba, ha, ah. So yeah. I know I originally put this as the title as hold on. Oh, I'm exposing myself here. I originally put the title for this as basically, let me see what I put it as. Recognizing Arabic letters, alif to ka. But we're also going to just spend this time that we have to look at the I'm sorry for the mess in the background. We're going to be looking at the Quran of the day. I already read. I don't even remember reading. And I don't know how to get out of this challenge because Ramadan is done. I don't know how to get out of this challenge because Ramadan's ended. I hate seeing it. It drives me nuts. Oh, so I wanted to go over this. I'm gonna put this in my newsletter, but I thought this was so interesting, right? So it says, do they not reckon, oh sorry, do they not ever reflect on camels how they were masterfully skip that, how they were created, right? And like so in as mu'mins, our goal is to always try to look deeper than what is at face value. And I think, a lot of times, it's not in this tab, it's not in this document. Hold on. Da, da, da. So basically, a lot of times what happen when we read the Quran is we kind of just literally just read it and then that's it. We don't go any deeper into it than that. So I was like, when I saw that in the Quran, it was like, oh, do they not ever reflect on camels, how they were created? I was like, I ain't never reflect on that ever in my whole entire life. Like I just be looking at camels and I'm like, okay, they got two humps, three humps. I don't know, they got humps. So I was like, okay, let me look into this. Let me go figure out how amazing our Rob is. And y'all, I came like it's so crazy. I wrote this little like excerpt um because I did research on camels and apparently it's like a biological like scientifical marvel that apparently the way that they're built up, they're so equipped for the desert weather to like adapt. It's crazy. Like I'm just going to read like what I wrote here, the more refined version because I was like, I don't know if anybody else knows about this because I feel like we be reading by that verse all the time and we never take a second to like really like look into it. So I looked into it. Assalamu alaikum for anyone that just joined, by the way. Hope you guys are doing well. Don't know where you're tuning in from, but I'll go back to like the Arabic alphabet. I just wanted to talk about this thing that I saw like in the Quran verse. So I found out that this is what I wrote. Camel stands as a biological marvel of desert adaptation, featuring an extraordinary suit of evolutionary innovation that makes them nature's ultimate desert survivors. They're oval-shaped red blood cells, unique in the mammal worlds. And by the way, if I lose you guys, that's okay. Not a lot of people like science like me. Can expand to 240% of the normal size without rupturing. Do you know how crazy that is? Allowing them to withstand dramatic osmotic changes when drinking up to 100 liters in one gulp after weeks without water. Like, yo, that's crazy. Rather than storing water in their iconic lumps or humps, as commonly believed, these desert specialists concentrate fat there to minimize the whole body insulation while creating a metabolical water when needed. Like, yo, Allah, how, like, Allah, like, I don't know, like, sometimes I be thinking about, like, we be walking outside and we be looking at trees, and then, like, you ever stop to think about, like, how trees work? And I'm like, dang, like, that's so crazy. Like, how God do that? Like, like, God did that. Like, He's so cool. I sound really silly, but I just think it's so crazy that like we go over that verse all the time and it's so crazy like how and they even their like eyelids, something as simple as their eyelid and nostrils, like God, like Allah is so detail oriented, like He made those things to protect them against like blinding themselves like during the sandstorms and like they're just allowed to like thrive like in desert because of this and it's just so crazy. I don't know, like I don't know how much times I probably read over that verse, this verse right here, this ayah. I don't know how much times I read over this ayah and I never looked about it twice. And I'm like, yo, so when you take a second, like when you're reading the Quran and you're really mindful and you're intentional about your what you're reading, you learn so much more and you get to see even more how magnificent Allah really is. Like truly, because do they not ever reflect on camels? Like who sits down and reflects on camels? Like, well, I guess me. I reflect on camels and how masterful and how they're created. Like it's just crazy. So that's my little random thought, I guess. That's something. But back to learning Arabic before we leave. I just got sidetracked. But I just want to share that to you guys. So this is your challenge if you're watching this to go ahead and try it out, you know. Try to mm, try to read the Quran with intentional heart and mind and see and try to look deeper than what you're reading. Don't just read it or recite it, but really try to look into it, you know. Um, what? Okay, I don't know what that was. Hopefully it wasn't nothing crazy. That was kind of creepy. Um, okay, so let's look at recognizing. So I wanted to look at, I don't know if it's here. I had found this thing that talk about the Arabic alphabets in the Quran. So trying to find it again. I should have saved it, but I forgot to save it. Mm. Okay, so I think this will be really good to know too. So let's go over this. So let me put this. Oops. Dun, 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 dun. I'll come back to this later, but I want to not lose it again. So basically, so you know how we said for Alif. So this is Alif by itself. This is when it's joined. This is when it's at the end of a word, and this is when it's in the middle of a word. So when it's in the middle and the end, it's the looks the same, and when it's in the beginning, it looks the same. Um, so that's something to like remember as well. I wish that they would have showed us like,
ألف
okay, so it says it's
ألف 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 باء 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 باء
that's interesting. So it all sounds the same. So it says there are groups of letters which have similar shapes and individual. These groups are also similar if in joint form. The only difference is these letters is the number or position of the dots around the letter. So these dots here and the position of them are different. Interesting. Um, so that's interesting. So the other side I was on to just now, was it this one? No, was it this one? Da, da, da. The site that I'm on to also has that joining letters. Um, and it shows you here, it talks about it like a lot too. And if you go to the very bottom, which I was trying to get to, that's where you will see it. So like here for Alif,
Alif,
it says initial unattached to the right, attached to the left, medial attached to the right to the left, final attached to the right. So it's from left to right. Um, but yeah, so now ba, now we know when it's by itself, this is what it looks like. If it's at the beginning of a word, it looks like this, like it just cuts off the other part. If it's in the middle, it literally just goes in the middle. And at the end, it adds, you could just look at it, but like it has a little leg at the bottom part. And this is the part where it gets like, whew, like talk about, like this is what it looks like if it's joined with another has three dots. And then for ta,
تاء
when it's joined, it look like this. Well, let's go this way because Arabic is from this way. So when it's by itself, it looks like this in the beginning. And when it's in the middle, it looks like this. When it's at the end, it looks like this. And when it's joined, it looks like this. And then for ta,
ثاء
tha, it, by in the beginning of a word looks like this, middle of a word looks like this, end of the word it looks like this, and joined it looks like this, and by itself it obviously looks like that. And for jim, beginning, middle, end, you see that little, that's what gets added here, and then this is what it looks like at the end.
جيم
And then here, ha, beginning,
حاء
middle, end, and join. Oops, I went back. Whoa, went way ahead. And then for the last one, ka, beginning, middle, end, join. And the interesting thing that you could see for all of the beginning ones here, when you look at it, it kind of just looks like it took the first part of the letter for the beginning. Like, look, this is the first part, and look, it takes the first part. See, this is the first part, takes the first part. So for ka, literally this part here, they just take it for the beginning. For ha, literally the first part here, take it for the beginning. For jim, literally the first part here, takes it for the beginning. See, because this dot is a part of the first part underneath too. And like in the middle too, I think like for this one, you could just say for the middle, it just adds a little to the right. So for Alif, it has to the right. For ba, it has a little to the right here, you see? Like it just takes the right. That's how I see it. That's how I understand it as well. Um, but yeah, if we're going over it again one last time from the beginning, um, but that's how you could recognize the Arabic alphabet. Like when it's at the beginning of a letter, the middle of a, not the beginning of a letter, beginning of a word, the middle of a word, um, end of a word, when it's joined with a word, or if it's by itself. But let's go over how to pronounce it again. This is a or Aleph.
Alif,
This is ba,
Ba,
and this is ta.
Ta,
And then this, you add emphasis to the H sound, tha, like thanks.
Tha,
And then jim,
Jim,
and then this is ha,
Ha,
and this is ka.
Kha,
So yeah, that's basically the Arabic alphabet for you. That's it. Well, not the whole thing, obviously. This is just like alif to ka. And I want to see like if we could see it in a uh let's see if we could see it in let me save this to my Islamic school. Um let's see if we could see the Arabic alphabet in the Quran. I've been trying to find that, like if we could recognize it in the Quran. Like we'll probably just have to pull it up, but I was trying to see if there was already like any explanations of it anywhere. Um, let's do letter positions. We just went over that just now. Um, connected letters.
لام ألف
What does lam alif mean? Does it mean anything, or is it just literally connecting the lam, the letter, and then alif? I think that's what it's literally doing. Um, oop, okay, there it goes. So I'm trying to find if we'll probably just have to literally go to the Quran. So let's just go to the Quran and see. Let's pull up the. Oh, let me save this though. This looks like a good resource. I'll research it later. So let's just go to the Quran. Let's see, do they have it here though? No. Let's see. Quranic language. Maybe they'll show us here. Hmm. So let's see if we could spot like for example right here we see a alif here.
بسم الله
Oops.
بسم الله الرحمن
So we see an alif here, right? That's a alif. That's what we just and we just learned at the beginning of a letter it looks like this. A word, I mean, it looks like this. So this is the beginning of a word. We see the alif. And then yeah, we see it everywhere at the beginning of a word. And then this one, let's see if we could find another word one at the beginning.
بسم الله
Oops. Um, let's try Nas. Mm, that's another Aleph right here. We see it's a bunch of Alephs. I'm seeing Alephs. So now let's try to see something else.
قل أعوذ
Mm, let's look for, I think I saw a Ka somewhere. Mm, oh, here, what's this here?
من
Anyways,
الجنة
hopefully when we learn more about the Arabic language, we'll be able to spot it easier. But at least now we could spot the Aleph really easily at the beginning of each word, or we should be able to. But yeah, check out these sites. They're on my Islamic Hub under free websites with general resources. You can find it there under the Islamic Hub. But that's it for everything now, you guys. So I'll talk to you guys later and thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and share. And I hope this influences you to go and learn the Arabic alphabet.